This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. In the last session, we tried to understand what are Git client softwares are available, right? What are the ways that we can connect with Git repository, right? So GitHub is a cloud platform where we can create project repositories, right? The project repository will be available for all the team members. So all the team members can connect to that repository to perform the operations, right? Now, in order to perform the operations, we need a client software in our machine. For that, we installed Git client in the last session. So when we install the Git client, you can do the operations in two ways. One is by using Git GUI, second one by using Git bash, and third one, directly you can perform the operations by using IDEs also. So programmer is having flexibility to use any approach to connect with the Git repository. You can use Git GUI, you can use Git bash, you can use IDE also to connect with the Git repository. Now, today onwards, we are going to understand Git bash commands. So just all of you once go through these commands. Now we will practice these commands. Just read these commands once. All of you once go through these commands. Now we are going to understand the purpose of each command, and we are going to practice these commands in the Git bash. Go through one by one. Meanwhile, I'm opening my Git repository, which is in the github.com. All right. Now, so in yesterday's session we discussed about GitHub, Git architecture. So what is GitHub? What is Git? What is Git client? That will be discussed in the last session. So today's session is mainly related to Git bash commands. Today's session mainly related to Git bash commands. Now we are having several Git bash commands to perform operations with our repository. We are having several commands. We are having several commands that we can use. Several Git commands are there that we can use in the Git bash to perform operations with Git repository. To perform operations with Git repository, we are having several Git commands. We are having several Git commands to perform operations with Git repository. To perform operations with Git repository, right? Where is our Git repository? Git repository available in github.com. Note, our repository available in github.com. Note, we have created Git repository in github.com. So in the last session, we created the repository in the github.com. Let me save this file once. Yes, we are having several Git commands to perform operations with Git repository. We have created Git repository in the github.com. So get repo URL. So what is our repository URL? So yesterday I created a repository with a name called 01 demo app. We are using 01 demo app. Now let me take the URL. So here if you observe, git repository URL is available. You can copy that URL. You can copy that URL. Right. This is the URL we need it. Yep. Get repository URL. Just I copied that URL. So repository we created and we copied that URL. Fine. Next. So let us go with git bash commands. Git bash commands. Git bash commands. Right. First of all, open git bash. Open git bash. Right. Now here I'm writing git practice. Git practice. So once I created a new folder, empty folder as a git practice. Now from this folder we can open git bash. How to open a git bash? Just right click on your mouse, then you can see option called git bash here. When I click on git bash here, this command prompt opened, right? This command prompt opened. This is currently pointing to 10 JRTP, our batch code git practice. This is the folder it is currently pointing to. This is a git bash. Observe once again how I am opening my git bash. So I created one empty folder. Now I navigated to that folder and I'm right clicking on my mouse and I'm choosing an option called git bash here. When you will have this option, if you install git client software, then you can see this option. So first we need to install git client. Yesterday we installed that. That's why we are able to see git bash here option. Now open git bash. That means we are asking to open git bash from this location. So it is pointing to this location. Pointing to this location. Suppose you don't know any command related to git bash. You don't know any command related to git bash. Then what you need to do is git help. You just type a command called git help command. Then it is going to give you, these are the common git commands used in various situations. These are the common git commands used in various situations. So if you don't know these commands, you no need to worry about it. If you open git bash and if you type git help, then they are going to provide you the list of frequently used commands by the developers, right? So in my project development, when I want to commit some code to the repository, some commands I am going to use, all those commands are listed here. So git help, right? Sir, fine, here init command is there, clone command is available, but I don't know what is the purpose of that. I don't know what is the purpose of that. Then you can simply go to git help. So if I execute git help, all the commands it is going to list down. But now I want to know about a particular command. Git help init. Git help init. Now it will open documentation for this command. It is going to open documentation for this command. Now execute git help init. Here you see my browser is blinking. It opened a page, git init manual page. That means when you install a git, it is installing the git documentation also for in your system. If you want to know about a particular command, directly you can type git help that command name. Git help that command name. Right, then it is going to provide you the details of that particular command. Provide you details related to that particular command, right? Git init. Create an empty git repository or reinitialize an existing one. In your local system, if you want to create an empty repository or reinitialize the existing repository, then we will go for git init command. We will go for git init command, right? Let me write some points. Here we have seen three commands now. First one, git help. Git help. What is the purpose of git help? It provides frequently used It provides frequently used several Git commands. It provides frequently used several Git commands. Right. Now, Git help and Git command name. It provides, it provides, it opens documentation of that particular command. It opens documentation of that particular command. If you want to know about the syntax of the command, if you want to know the purpose of the command, particular command, then you can use git help command name. So look at these two commands, guys. First one is git help. It provides frequently used git commands. What are the frequently used commands in the git will be provided to us? And the next one, git help command name. It opens documentation of that particular command. Where is the documentation? When we install the git client software, documentation also will be installed for our system. So in our system only the documentation is available. So if you want to open the documentation, then you can type this git help command name. Right. Next one, git init. Git init. It is used to create empty repository or reinitialize existing repository. So in your system, you can choose one folder as a repository folder, or you can reinitialize that folder as a repository folder by using git init command. Just we are making that folder as a git folder. That's it. Nothing extra. Right now, here this is normal folder, git practice folder. Just now I created this folder in front of you. This is a normal folder. Now I want to initialize that folder as a git folder. So what I will do, git init. Initialize the empty git repository in the Ashok IT 10 GRTP git practice. Right. So in that .git file will be created. That is a hidden file. .git file will be created. Now this folder became a git repository folder. How we made one normal folder as a git repository folder? By initializing. How to initialize that? Git init. Git init command we are going to use to initialize that folder. Git init command we use it to initialize that folder. Right. Next, in this folder I'm creating one file. Let's take this file name as demo.java. I create one file with a name called demo.java. Right. For this, I will use a command git status. I used a command called git status command. Git status command on branch master, no commits yet, untracked files. Read the description, guys. Read it. What is displaying in the git bash? Just read it. What it is saying is, boss, this file you created is demo.java is untracked file. Whatever the file that you created, that file is untracked. So if you want to commit any file, first you need to track that file. So in order to track that file, you need to add that file. Right. Git init. Next one, git status. This command will display status of current repository. Status of current repository. So mainly here we are going to see staged files, unstaged files, untracked files. Staged files, unstaged files, untracked files. Untracked files means newly created files. Newly created files. We need to stage them to commit. We need to stage them to commit. The files which are staged are ready to commit. Staged files means files which are added and they are ready to commit. Files which are added and they are ready to commit. Now, unstaged files. Modified files will be displayed here. Modified files will be displayed here. We need to stage to commit. We need to stage these files to commit. So whenever we execute the status command, it is going to list three types of files for us: staged files, unstaged files, untracked files. Staged files means files which are added and they are ready to commit, or files which are eligible to commit. The files which are eligible to commit. These file names will be displayed in the green color. These file names will be displayed in green color. These file names will be displayed in the green color. Unstaged files. These file names will be displayed in red color. This is the color coding that you can remember. These file names will be displayed in red color. Right. Untracked. These file names also will be displayed in red color. These file names also will be displayed in red color. These file names also will be displayed in the red color. So staged files, unstaged files, untracked files. Staged files means files which are added and they are ready to color. Unstaged means those files are already available in the Git repository, but we modified in the local. These modified files will be displayed here. We need to stage these files to commit. These files will be displayed in the red color. Untracked files means newly created files. So they are not ready to commit. They are not eligible for commit. We need to make them eligible to commit. For that, we need to add them. These files also will be displayed in red color. Staged files, unstaged files, untracked files. So three different categories will be displayed when we execute status command. Git status. Git status to know about what are the changes we have done in the local. What are the changes that we have done in the local? To know the status of the current repository, we will use a command called git status command. Just to read these three sections. All of you, please go through these points once. Are you able to understand this theory? You're reading or not reading? right? Now, so here I open git bash in my location that I'm executing git status command. Now what is happening? Here it is displaying untracked files. What do you mean by untracked? The file which is newly created. So what we need to do? We need to add the file to include in what will be committed. We need to stage that file. In order to stage that file, they are only giving the command git add file name. Git add file name. In order to stage that file, we need to add a command called git add file name. Now see here, git add. What is the file name? Demo.java. I'm using a command called add command. For that, I am passing file name as input. Git add demo.java. Right. Now execute status command once again. Git status. Now this file is tracked. This file is tracked. So now this file is displaying in the green color. Why? Because it is staged. This file is in the staged. This file is ready to commit now. This file is ready to commit. Let's take the syntax of this one. Git add. This command is used to stage a file. This command is used to stage a file, or this command is used to add a file to staging area. This command is used to add file to staging area. Staging area means the area where the files are eligible to commit. Staging area. Right. What is the syntax for this command? What is the syntax for this command? Git add file name. Git add file name. Git add file name. Then that file is eligible to commit. That file is eligible to commit. Now, so let me create two more new files here. One is demo.java. Next one is some test.java. Test.java. Next one, I'm creating some other file. New text document dateutils.java, like this. Two other classes also created. Now, can I check the status of my repository? Can I check the status of my repository? Git status. Git status. Now see the color difference here. Two files are under untracked section. One file is under staging section. Staging section means that file is already added to the staging area, which is eligible to commit. The remaining two new files are untracked files. They are not eligible for commit. Now I want to make these files also eligible for commit. How can I add a file to the staging area? By using add command. What is the syntax of the add command? Git add file name. Then that file will be adding to staging area. Right. Similarly, you can go for a command like git add -a. It is used to add all files at a time. -a means it is used to add all files at a time. Instead of executing file by file, instead of executing command for each and every file at a time, to add all files at a time. Now, so generally to add the two files, I need to execute the command two times. Git add dateutils.java first time, git add test.java second time. Two times I need to execute the add command to add two files. But tomorrow in the project, assume that you modified 50 files. You modified 50 files. Can you execute the add command for 50 times? No, it is time waste process. So that's why you can use a command called git add -a. It is going to add all the modified files at a time, all the new files at a time. Execute. Done. Now check the status. Git status. All the three files are added. All the three files are added to staging area. All the three files are added to staging area. Now, so here, suppose three files I added to staging area by mistake. Now I don't want to commit this particular file. I don't want to commit this test.java. I want to ignore. For that, we need to unstage that file. We need to unstage that file. They are only giving the suggestion how to unstage that file. how to unstage that file. Now see here, git rm --cached file name to unstage, --cached to unstage, right? Now, so let us execute the command here first. Git rm --cached test.java, rm test.java. Now execute git status. That file is unstaged, untracked. That file is untracked right now because it is new file. That's why we are using rm command. Git rm --cached file to unstage. So two files are displaying in the green color because they are in the staging area. This test.java displaying in the red color because it is untracked file. How can I track it now? Git, how can I track this particular file? Git add file name I can use, a also I can use. Now again check the status. Git status, changes to be committed. All the three files are cached, staged. All the three files are staged. Now I want to unstage all the three at a time. I want to unstage all the three at a time. Git rm --cached star, right? All the three unstaged. --cached star. All the three files are unstaged. Now check git status. All the three files are displaying in the untracked section. They are displaying in the red color. Git rm --cached star. These three files are unstaged, untracked, right now. So when I execute the git status command, it is displaying the current status. What is the current status? No commits I have done as of now. Three files are there, new files, all are untracked. How can I track them? By using add command. After staging a newly created file, to untrack that file, we will use a command called rm command. Git rm, git rm. This command is used to untrack, it is used to unstage newly created files. It is used to unstage newly created files. So what is the syntax for this command? Git rm --cached file name. So rm is command just opposite to the add. Add is adding to the staging area. Rm command is removing from the staging area. These are just opposite to each other. These are just opposite to each other. Add is adding a file to the staging area. Rm is unstaging that file from the staging area. So just read these commands and syntaxes. All of you clear with this one? What is add command? What is rm command? Add command is used to add the file to the staging area. What is staging area? The files which are in the staging area are eligible for commit. So once the file is added to staging, you can commit it. So is there any way that I can unstage that file from the staging area? As rm command we can use git rm --cached and file name, right? Next. Clear. Git status, all are untracked. Git add --a. Now git status, all the files are displaying as staged. Now I need to commit these things. In order to commit files, we will go for git commit -m. I can say it is my initial commit. So why are you committing? That message we need to write. So here -m represents message. This is the actual message. I'm writing a message. This message should represent why are you committing. Is it part of any story? That story number you have to mention. For which story? Is it a bug fix or is it a development story? That story number we have to write here. In the morning session we have seen for every story Jira ID will be available. That ID we need to specify in the comment so that we will understand because of which story this commit is happened. Git commit -m initial commit. It is used to commit the files to local repository. Git commit. 3 files are committed. 3 files are committed. But go to central repository, refresh this file, refresh this repository. Can we see 3 files are added here? No, files are not added here. But in the local, I have committed. I have committed, but the files are not displaying in the GitHub account. From my system, I have committed, but the files are not displaying in the GitHub account. The reason is whenever you go for Git, so there is a middle repository which is called local repository. Whenever you done a commit, your changes will be committed to only local repository, not to the central repository. So whenever you execute a command call git commit -m, git commit -m and the message, this commit command will commit your changes to local repository. That repository will be available in your system only. So wherever you are using this git client software, in that system, git to local repository will be created. So whatever the commit you have done, that will be done in your system local repository. These changes are not committed to central repository. Where is our central repository? Central repository available in github.com. Central repository available in github.com. Right. Now let's note down the command git commit. Git commit. This command is used to commit our changes to local git local repository. Git local repository. What is the syntax for this? What is the syntax of this command? Git commit -m commit message. Commit message. Why are you committing that message? You need to write it. Note local repository available in our machine. Git local repository will be available in our machine only. Commit is the command. What is the purpose of that command? This command is used to commit our changes to git local repository. Git commit -m commit message. Right? Note git local repository will be available in our machine only. Local repository will be available in our machine only. Right. Sir, fine. I committed these changes to local repository, but how my team member can access? How my team member can access? So if my team member want to access these files, I need to commit these files to the central repository, which is there in the github.com. If I want to share this code with all my team members, so only commit is not sufficient. I need to do something extra. Then only it will go to central repository. So currently, if you observe, in my system, commit is completed. Git status, nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. My working tree is clean in the local. Nothing is new. Everything, whatever I have modified, whatever I have created, I committed. But if you observe, in the central repository, my changes are not reflecting. My changes are not there. If the changes are not there, how can you take my code? How can you take my code? You can't take that. You can't take that, right? So whenever I do a commit, the commit is used to commit our changes to git local repository. Git local repository will be available in our machine only, right? So with this commit command, what all files will be committed? So when we execute commit, all the files available in the staging area will be committed. note. When we execute commit command, it will consider all the files which are in staging area, which is considering all the files which are in the staging area. Sir, there are 20 files available in the staging area, but I want to commit only 19. That is not possible. You have to unstage that file. What all the files available in the staging area? All the files will be committed to your local repository when you execute commit command. When we execute commit command, it will consider all the files which are in the staging area. Sir, there are 20 files in the staging area, but I don't want to commit all of them. I want to commit only 15. Then unstage the remaining 5 files. How to unstage that? Here rm command is available right now. So git local repository will be available in our machine only. Now how can I commit my changes to central repository? How can I commit my changes to central repository? To commit our changes to central repository, if you observe, there are 2 commands are available. When you create a repository, it is only telling what you need to do. Here you have a option. Git add option is there, git init option is there, git add option is there, git commit option is there, git to remote add option is available, git to push option is available. So whenever I add, that is added to staging area, but this for first time I need to add the files to this remote repository. So if you observe, git remote add origin, this is the repository URL, and git push -u origin master. So I need to commit my changes to remote repository. For that, first time I need to execute this command. From second time, this command is not required. Only for first time I need to add them to the remote repository. Now let's copy paste this command. Repository URL is going to change according in your system. Whatever the repository you create, that URL you need to pass. I copied, right click here, paste. Git remote add origin this repository URL. Now execute. Next command, here only it is there. Git push -u origin master. Git push -u origin master. This push command is used to commit the changes from local repository to central repository. It is used to commit the changes from local repository to central repository. Now refresh this GitHub page. Now you can see these 3 files are added to central repository. Now if you have this URL, you can download my files. You can see my files. Now I'm giving this URL. Anybody try opening in your laptop? Open in your laptop. Anybody will try opening that laptop, you should be able to see my 3 files. Please confirm after opening. Right now we are in 2 different locations, but whatever the code I am writing, you are able to access. Whatever the code you write, I will be able to access. This is called team collaboration. So tomorrow in the company also we are going to work like this. So now in this corona situation, everybody working from home, but how their code is integrated, how their code is getting integrated. Whenever I have done some coding, I will keep my code into Git central repository. You can take my code from central repository. Whatever the code you have done, that code you can keep into the central repository. Whatever the code you have written, that code you can keep in the central repository. Whatever the code I write, that will I can keep in the central repository. Whatever the code I write, I will keep in the central repository. Whatever the code you write, that you can keep in the central repository. Right. Now here we have used 3 commands now. First is commit command. Next one remote add command. Next one is push command. Right. So fine. Whenever you execute commit command, your changes will be committed to Git local repository. Where is that local repository? In my system, one folder will be used as a local repository. So when we are working with the team collaboration, only commit is not sufficient. We need to go for next level. What is the next level? From the local repository, I need to commit my code to the remote repository also. I need to commit my code to remote repository also. Remote means central, where every team member will access that, which is available for every team member. So that is the central repository where our code will be available. Now to commit to commit to commit our files to remote repository, we should execute below commands. To commit our files to remote repository, we should execute below commands. What are those commands? Git, first command, git remote add repository URL. Git remote add repository URL. This we need to execute only first time. This requires only first time. From second time onwards, I no need to execute this command. Just what are the new files are there? That files we are adding to the git remote repository. Currently, first when I execute add command, those files will be added to the local, right? But I want to commit my files to remote repository for first time. When you want to commit for first time, then you need to execute this command, git remote add repository URL, right? So remote means it is there in the central. For that repository, I need to add the files. What is my repository URL that I am supplying here? Git remote add repository URL. After this, second command, git push -u origin master. Git push -u origin master. This is used to move changes from local to central. When we execute push command, what are the changes are there in your local repository? Those changes will go to central repository. So what is this origin master? This is a branch name. We will understand about the branches very soon, right? -u means without user credentials. We are pushing the changes to master branch, which is there in the central. Currently, we don't know what is branch. That we will understand. So these are the two commands that we need to execute. Changes to central. So from now onwards, first time I moved my changes to central, then this command I don't execute. This command process is completed. Only for the first time I need to execute that. From now onwards, I will execute commit command, then I will execute push command. That's it. Execute commit command and I will execute push command. Right. Now let's experiment once again. Guys, now if you observe, you can open in your system, you can see what is the content available in the demo.java. Just click on that file and see what is the content available in the demo.java. Please confirm. Master is the branch name, sir. We will talk about the branches. This is not the right time to talk about the branches. First we'll complete the commands, then I will come to the branches part. Rajnish, I will address your question, sir. Let's confirm me what is there in the demo.java. Nothing is there, 0 lines. That file is empty. Now let me add some code to the demo.java. I'm going to this demo.java file. I'm writing one class. That's it. Public class demo. Just I'm writing one method. Public void do process. Here I will write some logic. My logic goes here. What are the processing that I need to do? I will write my logic here. Fine. File exit. Now demo.java file is modified in my system. Now I want to commit that file. So first, how to check how many files are modified in my system? By executing a command called status command. Can you tell me what is the purpose of status command? All of you, I need response. What is the purpose of status command? If you give the response, then only I will proceed further. So these classes are not like other trainer classes. If you are attending my class, within the classroom, you should get the complete clarity. No need to open the book after class is completed. No need to open the notepad. You have to be active in the session. Nobody will explain you these comments this much clearly. You have to understand that. So to check the files which are tracked, which are untracked, which are staged, which are unstaged. Right. Fine. Now I am going to execute status command. Here, untracked files are not there. Untracked files are not there. Why untracked files are not there? There is no new file. There is no new file. There is a file called demo.java. That file is already known to my repository, but I modified that. So here, changes not staged for commit. Changes not staged for commit. So what is the command I need to use to stage this file? What is the command I need to use to stage this file? Come on. What is the command I need to use to stage a file? Git add. Can I stage multiple files at a time? Siddhant, is it commit command? Do you use commit command to stage a file? Please concentrate. Commit is not for staging. To stage a file, we will use add command. So there is only one file which is modified. Now git add demo.java. If I have multiple files, then what I need to do? If I have multiple files, then what I need to do? $-a. Right? If I have only one file, git add demo.java. Right? Enter. Fine. Now I want to check whether the file is staged or not. Git status. Git status. Yes, that file is ready for commit. Changes to be committed. This file is modified. Now if you observe, git reset to unstage. Earlier it was saying git rm to unstage. Now it is saying git reset to unstage. So whenever you stage a untracked file, rm command we need to use. Whenever you stage a existing file, reset command you need to use. A thin line difference is available. So when to go for rm, when to go for reset. So if the file is already existing in the repository, to unstage that file, reset command. If the file is brand new, then to unstage that file, rm command. Are you guys clear with this one? Reset is used to unstage. But 5 minutes back, we used the rm command to unstage. Git only display, git bash only displaying. When I add a new file, it is giving rm to unstage. When I add the existing file, it is displaying reset to unstage. So you have to remember that part. Fine. Now this file is staged. I can unstage by using reset command, but I want to commit this file. I want to commit this file. So what is the command to commit? What is the command to commit? Come on, fast. Reset means removing from, not undo, sir. Reset is from removing from staging area. Reset is used to remove from the staging area. Right. Now I want to commit. Fine. Can you tell me the syntax for a commit? Can you tell me the syntax for commit? Git commit -m message. What is that message represents? Why are you committing? Why are you committing? Added do process method. Why I'm committing is added do process method. Enter. Now where my file is committed? Where my file is committed? The commit is successful. Where it is committed? Local repository. Where is that local repository? Arpit, is it remote repository? Guys, please understand. You people are giving wrong answer. That means you are is problem with my side or a problem with your side? Am I not explaining properly or you are not listening properly? I should not get even single wrong answer. Very clearly we are saying theoretical part and practical part. Now also if you are giving wrong answer, then you have to understand carefully. Whenever I execute commit command, it will go to local repository. Where is the local repository? In my machine only. Wherever you use that git bash, in that machine, local repository will be available. Now, will this change reflects in the central repository? No. What I need to do to move these changes to central, just I need to execute push command. No need to add once again. As I told you, remote add is required only for first time. Now just push command is sufficient to push the changes from local repository to central repository. Git push. Git push. Git push. Now, what are the changes I have done in the demo file? I push it to central repository. Now, all of you open the demo.java once. See what is whether the content is available or not. Whatever the changes I have done, my changes are there in the demo.java are not verified. Not required. Origin is also not required. So only first time. Yes, now this data is available. Now you can see my data. So I'm sitting in my home. I am doing some coding for the project. Once my coding is completed, I committed my code to the Git repository. I committed my code to Git repository. That files, that code is available in the central repository now. All my team members can access that code. All the team members can access that code. Are you able to follow this one? The difference between commit command and push command. Commit command and push command. Commit command is used to commit the changes to local repository. Push command is used to push the changes from local repository to central repository. Local repository to central repository. Now we will experiment once again. Test.java is available. Here I'm going to write public class test. Public class test. Here I will write one method, public void test01. Test01 is one method I am going to write it. Test01. Now date utils also available. Date utils, public class date utils. Here I am writing one method, public string convert date to str. Convert date to str. Some parameter we are going to take, some return type it is going to do. Return some string. Return some string. Some class I am writing here. Now, two files are modified. Two files are modified. One is the date-utils.java, another one is test.java. Date-utils.java, test.java. Right. Go to this. How can I check? How can I check the details of the are modified? By using a command called status. Git status. Now, two files are there. Two files are modified. These two files are not staged for commit. Now if you observe, read the description which is displaying in the git bash. I want you to read from here to here. Read all these details, you will understand. So this is simple English. You will get some knowledge related to these operations now. Just read it. Read it, all of you. Go through the content once. Your branch is up to date with origin master. That means you have not committed anything as of now. Nothing is committed in the local. It is in sync with the origin master. Origin master means central. Now, changes not staged for commit. Two files you have modified. Two files are modified. One is the test.java, another one is the date-utils.java. Here they are giving two comments. They are giving two commands. One is add command, another one is checkout command. Add command, checkout command. Already we have seen add command. What is purpose of add? It is used to add the file to staging area. What is the staging area? The files which are in the staging area are eligible for commit. So if you want to commit a file, you need to add that file to the staging area by using add command. One more command, first time that it is displayed in the git bash. Guys, if you observe, git bash is intelligent. It is guessing our next step. Whenever I do some operation, it is guessing my next step. So what would be my, when I modify a file, what is my next step? Whether I can add that file or whether I can undo that file. So these are my next steps. Either I can add it or I can undo it. For that, two commands are displayed: add command, checkout command. Now I will go for add. Git add test.java. Git add test.java. One file is added to the staging, right? Git status. Git status. Now one file is not staged, one file is staged. Now if I execute commit command, which file will be committed to local repository? Answer. If I execute commit command, which file will be committed to local repository? Only test file will be committed, because commit command will consider the files which are in the staging area. Commit command will consider the files only which are in the staging area. Now can I unstage the test also? I don't want to commit the test also now. By mistake I added the test file. Actually I want to commit data utils. Can I unstage that file? Can I unstage the staged file? What is the command to unstage it? What is the command to unstage it now? Not rm. Rm is when, if it is a new file, then we should go for rm Vijay. Now you read this. What is the command now? Reset. Reset is the command that I need to use. Fine. So how can I do that? Git reset head test.java. Git reset test.java. Sorry, spelling mistake. Git reset head test.java. Right. Unstaged changes after reset. Now both files are unstaged. Check the details. Git status. Now both files are unstaged. Both files are unstaged. Right. Now here we can go for a command git reset. It is used to unstage a file. It is used to unstage a file. What is the syntax? Git reset head file name. Git reset head file name. This is used to unstage that file. Now no files are eligible for commit. Clear. Git status. Now no files are eligible for commit. No files are eligible for commit. Right. Now there are two files. I can add them or I can check out them. Checkout means just undo. Whatever the modifications you have done, I want to discard my modifications, right? So if you see, currently my test file is available. Public class test, public void test 01. These are the new changes are there. I want to ignore my changes. I want to come back to the previous state. What is the previous state of the test file? Empty file. Now I added some code. I want to remove only my changes. For that we can go for checkout. That we will do in the next exercise. Right. Now I want to commit these two first. Git add -a. Both files I want to add at a time. Git add -a. Now git commit -m modified files as part of some story, right? That is a Jira ID. Modified files as part of this. Right. Now git status. What it is displaying? Working tree is clean. Nothing are changed. Your local branch is ahead of origin master by one commit. Boss, you have done one commit to your local, but the commit is not pushed to the central. That is what it is saying. Read the description. On branch master, your branch is ahead of origin master by one commit. Boss, your branch is ahead of one commit when compared with the origin master. Origin master nothing but central. So you have done one commit to the local repository. Those changes are not pushed to the central repository. So how can I push them? Git push. Just they are giving a, so they are only giving that git bash is intelligent. Use git bash to publish your local commits. Whatever the commits you have done in the local, publish those commits to the central by using push command. For that we should use git push. Git push. Done. Now look at the files in the repository. Check check it, the content is reflecting in the Git repository or not. In the central test file should contain the data. Done. That file is displayed, right? So whatever the changes that I have done, I'm able to push those changes to central repository. I'm able to push those changes to central repository. Now, sir, for project 2 repositories, because for project 2 repositories will not be available, sir. For project only 1 repository will be available. Fine. Now let me practice the checkout command. Test.java, already it is available. This is the file which is already available in the central repository. Now I want to commit some changes. I'm adding one variable, integer I is equal to 10. Integer I is equal to 10. Like this, I have done some change to this file. Now check git status. One file is modified. That file is not staged for commit. So what options I have? Two options I have. Add option, checkout option. Add option already tried, which is used to add the file to staging area. Now, what I thought is that from morning onwards, I'm working in this test.java. I had done some changes. I am ready to commit. Just my team lead came here and told me, hey Ashok, these changes are not required. Just ignore those changes. So from morning onwards, I had done so many changes. I don't know in which lines I modified. I did not remember. I have modified so many lines of code in that file. Now I don't want to commit. Only undo control Z is not working for me because so many changes I have done. Simply how to ignore only my changes I have done. Only ignore my changes I have done. For that, git checkout ---- test.java. What is the change I have done? Just added a variable. Right. Now go to this file test.java. That variable is missing. It is just undo operation. It is just undo operation. So what happened with the checkout is whatever you have done, whatever the changes you have done, those changes are removed from that file. That file came to normal state. That file came to normal state. So undo, that undo is same. So but whenever you have done undo, so just whatever the latest change you have done, that will be undone. But whenever you have done the checkout, from whatever the changes come from morning onwards, whatever the changes you have done, those changes will be removed from that file. Sometimes undo will not remove all your changes, right? Will not remove all your changes, right? For that, we are going to use git checkout. Checkout is nothing but replacing central repository file in the local repository. Just your local file will be replaced with the central file. So whatever the code is there in the central, that code I want in that file. What are the changes I have done? I want to ignore my changes. So just to ignore our changes, we will use a command called checkout command. Right. What is the purpose of checkout? Git checkout. All files we need to check out, sir. Git checkout. It is used to discard changes done in a file. It is used to discard changes done in a file. Now, syntax. Git checkout ---- file name. Git checkout ---- file name. So what are the changes that you have done? Just I want to discard those changes, right? Central repository file will be replaced with the local repository file. So just you are copy pasting the code available in the central repository file to your local file. Whatever the changes you have done, those changes will be discarded. Those changes will be discarded. So if you want to discard the changes in the multiple files, instead of the file name, just keep star. What are the files which are modified? All those files changes will be discarded. If you want to discard a particular file, then you are going to keep this one. If you don't know which file you are changing, status command will give you the files which you have changed, right, Manjunath? But that is the purpose of status command. It will give you what are the changes you have done. Whenever you execute a status, it will display all the changes you have done. Local changes will be replaced. Local changes will be ignored. Just replacing a file. Just replacing your file. Right, guys, so we experimented several commands, and now if I explain more, you people will get confused. So now this is the time to stop, and I want you to practice all these commands today. Don't postpone. If you postpone, the content is going to be confuse you. So every day you have to practice. As I told you, lot of time you need to spend for my project batch, because lot of content I'm going to deliver. If you don't practice, then it is waste of your money, it's waste of your time. Please understand why you are spending time with me, why you are paying thousands of rupees to me. So utilize this, the best content I'm providing, utilize that properly, practice it properly. Right.